Hey friends, and welcome to A Typical Life. So today I thought we would do a second trimester update. As of right now, I'm 28 and a half weeks pregnant, so I'm in the third trimester. I've been trying to get this video up, or at least filmed, for like the last 2 weeks, but it's been a busy season. So let's do it today. So I've been trying to do this video for a long time now, which is why it's really late. Trying to find the perfect time when I could put on makeup and do my hair and I could have the house quiet. Let me tell you, I'm tired. First off, I'm so busy that I can't do it in the middle of the day. Right now I'm doing this at 8 o'clock at night. I just got my younger two kids in bed, and my oldest is out with her grandparents for at least another hour, and then my husband's going to be working late tonight. So it's the first time I've had the house alone in a while, and other than the dogs being in this room, and they're ready for bed, so they're probably going to be quiet. First time I get a quiet moment, and I'm not going to wear makeup and get all dressed up for it. It's too late, and I'm too tired. Anyways, so second trimester is finally over. It wasn't horrible. It was a very long trimester. That's the second trimester is the best one. We made it to second trimester. For those of you who might be clicking on my video for the first time, I had a miscarriage in January. It is now October, and I'm in the second trimester with this pregnancy. So yay, made it there. Everything's gone well with this pregnancy so far. Beginning was mostly all my nerves and stuff and worry for the possibility of losing another baby. It was really hard in the beginning. Then second trimester hit. We got to hear the heartbeat. I bought a fetal Doppler so that I can do that, and it's been fine. I stopped doing that around 15 weeks when I felt the baby move for the first time. But up until that point, for a couple weeks, I got to hear the baby's heartbeat before. It was the 3rd of July, I actually started spotting, which my children that are here, their pregnancies, I never spotted. It wasn't until my 4th pregnancy that I lost that I did. And so I was pretty worried. And that was about 14 weeks when I did that. So I went to the emergency room, and they did, checked me out and everything was fine. Baby was moving so much, they couldn't really get him to hold still so that they could see what was going on. And then 4th of July happened, and I was fine. And then that following weekend, we went and had a gender ultrasound done through one of the places that do the 3D ultrasound, and found out that we are having a boy. So that's exciting. We'll have 2 and 2. And it's funny because my 2 girls are 5 years apart, my 2 boys are 5 years apart, but the 2 in the middle are only 2 years apart. So it's kind of cool how that worked out. And so that was awesome. I did start feeling the baby move. 15 weeks is when I started feeling him move. Really exciting. Made it easier to bear when I'm worried about the potential loss of a baby. The purchases I have made around that time, I'm leaning against it, is my pregnancy pillow. It's actually got, the cover of it's in the wash. It's gray. It's the C-shaped one, for those of you who are wondering what pillow shape to use. I am a short person, and the C fits me like completely around. So that was great. It's easy to tuck the 2 points of the C in underneath my belly now that I'm much further along. I did get quite a bit of maternity clothes from Burlington. As for purchases that I have done, And that was about, so I started my maternity clothes shopping kind of in the end of July, because all of the summer stuff went on sale early, so I got all of it on clearance because I'm not going to be pregnant again, so I didn't want to go and spend a whole lot of money on clothes. So I got a bunch of maternity clothes from Burlington and Walmart. And then I hit a really big bout of depression. I did do kind of a video on it, talking about dealing with depression and everything. Part of that was pregnancy hormones, and part of that was the fear of the loss of baby. I also wasn't doing anything much because it was summertime and I was tired, so I didn't do a whole lot this summer. And sitting around the house worried doesn't help with that. So I got out of that. I talked to the doctor, just to at least let her know what was going on. And we've been doing really good with the depression. Okay, so then around 18 weeks, I had to go to have my anatomy scan for the baby. But because of my age, I am really not that old. I'm only 36, but when you hit 35 or older, you get treated a little differently. Like, they check you out a little bit differently. I had to go see a perinatal doctor, which basically is a doctor for high-risk pregnancies, to do the anatomy scan for the baby. And I went in and had that scan, and they found blood in his bowel, and that could mean cystic fibrosis. That could mean that Down syndrome, and that could mean that I also spotted in my pregnancy. We tested negative for cystic fibrosis. I am not a carrier. Baby doesn't have it. I did have bleeding in my pregnancy, and then we did do the testing for Down syndrome. He is fine. He doesn't, according to those tests, doesn't have Down syndrome, thank goodness. As for any genetic testing, we did find out that we'll have to wait until he's born, so I need to make an appointment for him in probably the end of January, beginning of February. We'll get it done quickly. It takes a few weeks to get back, but we'll wait until he's born to do that. But we did with all the testing we had to do, the blood testing. He is confirmed a boy through DNA and ultrasound. So he's definitely a boy. His name is going to be Benjamin Levi. Really excited. I've been wanting Benjamin since I was pregnant since I found out Riker was a boy. So I let Jordan name him, and now I get this one. So excited about that. Purchases for the baby have been small because I don't want to store that. It's one of those things that'll make me crazy. I learned after the first baby, I set up Haley's nursery way too soon, and I sat in the rocking chair in that nursery every day for months, just thinking and dreaming about the day I got to hold her. And it was really hard on those times. Some days were worse than others. So I did buy him a few things. So he's got a bin of, one of those Tupperware containers from Walmart full of stuff that we have gathered a little bit. I was lucky this time, and one of my sisters from church had a baby in April, so I'm getting the stuff as her baby outgrows it. I get that stuff, like the big things, so I don't really have to do a lot of purchasing that. There are a couple things that we will be getting, a lot of little things we will be getting, but I'll do a video towards probably towards December for that, because that'll put me, at the getting ready, the point where I'll be like, let's do it and get it over with. I don't like to get ready too soon, because then I have all this stuff sitting here collecting dust, and we have dogs, and so collect dog hair or people hair. So we won't be doing that anytime soon. So my final second trimester appointment was just 2-3 weeks ago, and everything went well. We can hear his heartbeat. I did have to have a ultrasound to find out how big he was. So it would start my third trimester with an idea of how big he is. And he was 2 pounds and 12 ounces, which is a little bit bigger than like all the baby apps and the average. It's just he was measuring a few days ahead, a couple days ahead is what she said. So he is a little on the bigger side, which is fine. Riker was too. I still don't have big babies, so I'm not too worried about that. If you can't tell, I have a lot more hair than normal. It's a lot more fluffy than it usually is. It's shiny and it's growing fast, and that's because of hormones. It finally kicked in, and so yes, this is the beginning of the third trimester hair, but this started happening a couple weeks ago. My nails are long and I have gel nut polish on them right now to kind of help strengthen them, but I haven't had them this long naturally in a long time. And I'm not breaking out, which normally kind of happens to me. I did have for a whole month, I had cold sores develop, and so now I have like a scar right here and then a scar right there from cold sores, which is a symptom of pregnancy. It's a hormonal change is what they say. Also at my last appointment we were discussing gallbladder problems. I developed a pain in my side. I thought it was a pinched muscle because that happens a lot during pregnancy. You get the round ligament pains, but this one felt differently, and it swelled up right under my right breast and right under my rib almost. At this point, my doctor thinks that it is my gallbladder. And hopefully, as long as the pain doesn't increase and get worse, if I need a surgery, we could push it off until after the baby's born. I'm kind of hoping that's the case because maybe it's just inflamed from having everything pushed up. But we'll see. He is head up, and like right where my gallbladder is, right underneath that is where my placenta is, and his head is right in there. So that could be putting pressure there. But I have been itchy since my first trimester, and not itchy in the typical pregnancy ways. So like my armpits are super itchy, and my back is always super itchy. Like I have a skin dry brush that is supposed to help exfoliate your skin, and I have Jordan constantly rubbing that on me because it itches so bad. And I always think, I'm gonna leave red marks and it's gonna be a rash, but there's nothing there. It's normal skin color, which could be a sign of gallbladder problems. So that is happening. For now, it's slightly painful. Like today, I'm not in pain. Yesterday, I was in a lot of pain to the point it was hard to lay on my side. But it wasn't to the point where I was going to go to the doctor, because I don't have to have a surgery while I'm pregnant. I'm not going to. So hopefully that will work itself out after the baby is born, or we could push it off until after Christmas. We will see. As for signs of baby coming, far off enough. My estimate is that it'll be the 20th or the 21st of December that I will have a baby, just because this is number 4 and everybody else was born just a couple days prior to their due date, except for Haley, because she was induced. So we will see how that goes. As for my weight gain, I've gained 6 pounds. That's it. Thank God. So hopefully I will continue with a low weight gain. I'm overweight, so the baby's not missing anything. It's okay, but hopefully that'll continue. I have picked up an appetite going into the 3rd trimester, so we'll see how that goes. And it's the holidays. Holidays really get me, but that's okay. It's okay. We'll be good. So as of right now, everything is great with the second trimester. It's over with. We're moved on to the third trimester. New symptoms, new everything starting to happen. But that I will do in a later video, so that those who are thinking about getting pregnant could kind of follow along, or at least know what to expect, or have an idea of what's happened to someone close to them. So yeah, I think that's all. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new and would like to follow along with our journey, currently the baby journey is the one that is taking a lot of our time right now, or at least is in the front of our minds. But we go on many adventures that are a lot different than the average family. So if you are new, please hit the subscribe button so that you can follow along with those journeys, and we will see you again soon.